Miles Kelly happy to be in the starting lineup for Georgia Tech, who didn't start the first 5 games of the season, but turned it around and has become spectacular as a starter as of late.
He's been the Yellow Jackets' best three-point man. Georgia Tech coming in 6-3. This is their ACC opener. North Carolina 0-1 in the conference, 5-4 overall. They win the opening tip, and we are underway. And as you mentioned, North Carolina back home for the first time since November 20. It's been a whirlwind of travel. Man, are they happy to be back in front of the home fans.
And look to see Armando Bacot get his hands on the basketball early in the painted area. That's a focus of Hubert Davis coming into this one.
Davis on the drive, off the window. The follow won't go. Second one won't go. Battle for the board. The Yellow Jackets come away with that. A look at their starting lineup. We talked about Kelly. Gable Coleman, who's averaging about 10 points per game. On a turnover. On the run, Black. And took a hit. Inside the first minute of play, a foul here against the Yellow Jackets, and that one will go against Gable Coleman. North Carolina, their starting 5 includes R.J. Davis at 15 a game. Caleb Love leaving him with 19 points per game. Bacot at 16 and 11.
And you see immediately, Obi, on the first possession, Bacot covering up the rim, the block shot. But I will say that I was a little concerned watching him come back down the floor. I'm not sure if that's more about the conditioning or if he actually felt that shoulder once again after blocking that shot. He blocked it with his left hand. Something for us to keep an eye on throughout this game.
You're calling it a sprain or a contusion, suffered in the first half of the Indiana game when he took that knock. He's had a difficult time despite the numbers. Been a lot of turnovers with him.
And it really has been the case. And again, when you want to get the basketball in the hands of your best player on the interior, they have a responsibility of taking advantage of it. A 1-to-3 assist-to-turnover ratio for Bacot on the season.
Shot clock at 3 on the drive in the paint. Moore still working it. Shot clock expires as he gave it up to Franklin. So Carolina with a stop right away, and a look there at Josh Pastner in his 7th year at the helm for the Yellow Jackets. He's now been in Atlanta as long as he was in Memphis.
And now when you consider Josh Pastner, he let us know. He says, hey, I think that Carolina is going to get it together. We just hope it's not this afternoon. He wants to take advantage of the team that hasn't been playing as well.
Yeah, that look in his eye like, I hope it's not today. I think everybody in the conference realizes it's going to happen for Hubert Davis. He said this week after the loss at Virginia Tech, he said, I told them I'm not panicked. I'm not any of that. I'm convinced we're going to have a great basketball team by the end of the season.
I agree with Hubert Davis, and I don't think it's time to panic. I just think it is time to change your sense of urgency, however. And that's one of the things that with those losses, I believe he has the attention of his players.
Coleman jumping into the lane. Tough shot. Got it to go.
And Debo Coleman, known as a shooter, but doing a much better job of being more versatile and attacking off the bounce.
Former Florida Mr. Basketball. Davis will bounce that one in the paint and into traffic. Bacot taken down on a blocking foul against the Yellow Jackets.
See Bacot attacking the rim. Just unable to get into a legal defensive guarding position.
And Franklin with the personal. He's been the Yellow Jackets' best rebounder. So that'll put Bacot to the line where he's 67%. Of course, last year, a monster season with 31 double-doubles. He tied David Robinson's single-season NCAA record for double-doubles, and so far this season he has 4.
And great company to be in, but the biggest key for Bacot this year has been finishing plays and finishing possessions. The turnovers have been an issue for him, and when you consider who he's been great, you know, handling the basketball for a big guy throughout his career, but when you look at the 3.4 turnovers per game for him, he leads Carolina in turnovers even though he played one less game than the guards. And that's saying something. That's a big number, and I'm sure it's something that Armando wants to clean up.
27 is a team high, those turnovers. Franklin with a quick step, but he's denied. Bacot with some good D to follow him right through the lane. Yellow Jackets fresh off a dramatic victory over rival Georgia by 2 points, 79-77. That game saw 18 lead changes. Here's Moore with a 3 that clangs away. And Davis in transition. Three-pointer has been a real problem for North Carolina. The guards just haven't been hitting them at all. As a team, 29%. Love got it back. Somehow was able to finish that one.
Well, I'm wondering if Bacot gets an assist on that one. Again, it did hit his hands. He touched it right back to Caleb Love. I'm not sure it was intentional. However, it still ends up as a bucket.
It's a tough officiating decision. He gets no assist on that. He may want to go to the monitor. Franklin will give it up here for Moore, who had a huge couple of defensive stops in that great win against Georgia. Shot clock again, down to 5. Smith with a pass in the paint. Franklin, no.
Tough for Franklin to maneuver against much more size on the interior. And you see Bacot put so much pressure on the defense, trying to stop him in the painted area. Beautiful sprint, post, and finish.
Well, you called it as we were coming on the air. It could wind up being a very big day for Bacot, the 6'11 senior, but swished in by Coleman.
And Coleman, who saw one go through early, only shooting 33% from 3 on the year thus far, was a much better three-point shooter a year ago. But making it happen early.
Davis and deflected away, a nifty stop there by Coleman.
And Coleman has another one right now. They didn't find him. He had an opportunity to let another one fire. And of course, as a shooter, you see one go down, you're ready for that next shot.
Kelly, long distance, but no. He has been their top three-point man. Carolina wants to run, but a great defensive stop by Smith. And Smith on the other end will feed into the paint. Here's Moore, but no, from close range.
And if Georgia Tech is content to run with North Carolina, they may have picked the wrong battle, because that's what Carolina does best.
What a tremendous job. Changing the angle with the body to get that one to drop in, and a 9-5 lead for North Carolina.
Well, it's been about the interior points in the paint. It started with passes from Caleb Love inside to Armando Bacot, and then Love getting out in transition, finding Nance for the finish. Caleb dishing, his bigs finishing.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
It seems like places are giving you less and less food these days.
Yes, Mama, it's called shrinkflation. Oh, shrinkflation, that's just another word for robbery. But this is shackflation. What? Dang, that's huge. Extra pepperoni, extra cheese on that thing.
Research shows people remember commercials with nostalgia. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's one that'll really take you back.
Wow!
What'd you get, Ryan?
It's customized home insurance from Liberty Mutual.
What does it do, bud?
It customizes our home insurance so we only pay for what we need.
And what did you get, Mike?
I got a bike.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Sam. Hey, little brother.
Make this December one to remember. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Sailing a great river past extraordinary landscapes into the heart of iconic cities is a journey for the curious traveler. One that many have yet to discover. Exploring with Viking brings you closer to the world, to the history, the culture, the flavors. A serene river voyage on an elegant Viking longship. Learn more at Viking.com.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients for immune health.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Mountain Dew.
Do the do.
It's V-Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
Tar Heels, of course, were the #1 team in the country at the beginning of the season. It dropped out of the top 25. And Corey, so much talk about these two guards, Love and Davis, and the shooting, although it's really not that much different from a year ago.
It's really not. And both these guys have hovered around 40% career field goal percentage shooters. So you see those numbers where they were a year ago and where they are now. Caleb Love's field goal percentage is actually up from where it was. But both players are shooting 10% less from three. 36% down to 26%. That's been the biggest difference in the shooting for both R.J. Davis and Caleb Love this year.
And Love, of course, a real issue when you've taken by far the most shots on your team and you're hovering around 41%. Smith up top here for Coleman. Carolina getting it done in the paint so far and defensively as Black picks it. Leakey, one of the better defenders in the country. And that's going to be a traveling violation. Right back over to the Yellow Jackets. That's #2 for North Carolina.
And Obi, that traveling violation was based upon Caleb Love thinking, should I shoot this three? In comparison to playing confident in just his natural game, where he would just caught that and shot it, he's thinking about it. And that's one of the things where Caleb Love has to grow out of that and simply just let it go or drive it, make it a quick decision, and keep playing basketball.
It's the same guy who took 36 shots in a single game against Alabama.
You know, and he's been criticized a lot for that, but I don't have a problem with it because he played 58 minutes in that game.
Kelly on target from way downtown with the three-pointer, 1-point game.
Miles Kelly is really starting to come on as the leader for the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech.
Bacot flips it up, kind of a wild shot. Kelly had it knocked right to his teammate. And Kelly will set up the offense. Georgia Tech with losses to Utah, Marquette, and Iowa. Overall, it's 6-3. Kelly front rim that one.
You can tell Kelly's going to be aggressive. Josh Pastner does a good job giving him his opportunities as Caleb Love doesn't get there.
Bacot battling for the rebound, and a whistle will stay here with 14:19 to go. And Puff Johnson on the floor now for Hubert Davis. And coming up next, it'll be #6 Kansas and Missouri on ESPN and the app at 5:15 Eastern. So stay right where you are on a busy day of college basketball on ESPN.
That's old throwback Big 8 matchup. Big time rivalry between those two schools.
Nance will swing it out of the corner. Trimble. Seth Trimble, the freshman. Wisconsin, Mr. Basketball and Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Wisconsin. They really like his defense a great deal. Johnson will pick up the foul here for North Carolina.
And we could see a lot more of Seth Trimble actually playing the point guard position with both Caleb Love and R.J. Davis on the floor, the three of those guards together, because he's more of the playmaker where those other two guys are more scorers.
Also expecting to see Jalen Washington, the 6'10 freshman. Smith with a pull-up pop at the elbow, can't get that to go. Davis with the rebound, and North Carolina on the move, pushing the tempo any chance they can get, but another theft for the Yellow Jackets.
Great job defensively, stepping up and stopping what would have been a sure 2 points if that pass had been connected to Nance.
Sturdivant. That won't drop, and a rebound controlled by North Carolina and Pete Nance, who gets about 6 a game for the Tar Heels. And a whistle in the corner with 13 minutes to go. North Carolina with losses to Iowa State and in 4 overtimes to Alabama and Portland, followed by a defeat at Indiana and then at Virginia Tech. So that has Carolina reeling coming back to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, they played a football game there, a 60-minute game. You're talking about a long time to be on the court.
Man.
And then immediately went to Bloomington, didn't come back to Chapel Hill. Next game in Bloomington, not coming home. So that was an extended road trip, to say the least, for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, schedule's been grueling. Not a lot of time for Hubert to do any coaching with all of those stops. Shot clock is down to 4 for Carolina. Got to get in the air. Crowd wants it. And a shot on target by Pete Nance. Little fall away, sweet shot.
And Pete Nance just tell everyone, calm down. I know what's happening right here. Let me get into my bag of tricks. right at the shot clock buzzer to knock down the 2.
You have to appreciate that the crowd is in it like that, though.
Oh, I mean, and again, this crowd has been great here, especially considering that the students just finishing exams.
It's a great place to watch a college basketball game. It is a major college basketball game. Shot clock to 4 and swished in. And Kelly, that's happened a couple of times right about the horn of that shot clock.
Right, Leaky Black just closing out a little short on that one, not running Kelly off the line, knowing that he is dangerous from beyond the arc.
With a foul with 12:07 to go in the half, and he'll pick up number 1, actually number 2 on him. And he will take a seat as Passer goes back to his bench, and we'll bring on Rodney
I've never
Howard.
seen this before. That is new. Javon Franklin and the trainer come out of the locker room, and instead of walking around the court, they run actually across the court.
Across the floor.
Good thing we got a great officiating crew, because that's a technical foul. You can't do that.
Roger Ayers, Bert Smith, and Kip Kissinger. Really, really good crew. Dribble with a little pull-up, but that won't fall for him. Kelly with a rebound. Yellow Jackets typically have really had a hard time shooting the ball. 41, 42%. That's a really tough shot by Kelly. Davis will fire away and drain it. That'll be a 2-pointer.
And that's R.J. Davis playing to his natural instincts. He is a score-first guard. You often see him times in between whether he doesn't understand whether he should pass it or try to score. He's just better off when he's playing to try to score.
Sturdivant lost the dribble a little leaner, and he airmailed it right to Davis. He is not waiting around. Look at this spin move, and drops it in. A whirling dervish. R.J. Davis, he was a blur from one end to the other.
The game is not difficult. If you're wired to score, just go score. R.J. Davis putting it in drive, and he is not doing 55.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. My lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
It's Christmas!
Critics are raving.
Which one of you did that? Prancer!
Violent Night is pure Christmas chaos with a heart of gold.
That's the Christmas spirit.
Rated R. In theaters now.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Do the do. At Walmart, save on thousands of gifts for everyone on your list. The savings are here all month long. Plus, get delivery on your gifts in as fast as 1 hour, right up to Christmas Eve. Shop Walmart online or in-store today.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision-making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic.
So hungry. The usual.
Yes.
Go for Grubhub.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. You might try looking at the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face as well as a room. Where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place isn't a warehouse store. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their gifts. Your local Ace has great gifts. Order online and get free delivery or curbside pickup.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey, did you hear? There are new COVID-19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Pfizer, the more you want to do, the more we want to do. Schedule yours at vaccines.gov.
As the season got underway, North Carolina was the #1 ranked team in the country, and they played like it early on as they raced out to a 5-0 record. Absolutely nobody surprised by that, but it's been full of surprises since then. 2 straight losses at the Phil Knight, and again 4 overtimes against Alabama. Consecutive road losses to Indiana. It's an outstanding team, and so is Virginia Tech, of course. Tar Heel fans right now wondering what is going on.
Is that an emoji? Is that what that is?
Trying to figure out which Carolina is going to show up today and how they're going to shoot the basketball.
And when you look at the numbers of the 5-0 start in comparison to the 4-game losing streak, the biggest number that stands out is the -3 rebounding margin for me. There's never been a time that I can remember where North Carolina was getting out-rebounded. Even at times where they weren't playing well, they weren't winning games, they still were winning the rebound battle. And that's something that Hubert Davis talked to us about earlier. It is very uncharacteristic of this program.
Give me a traveling violation here on Jalon Moore, and that'll be number 3 on the Yellow Jackets. He was very specific too when you're talking to Hubert today about offensive rebounding. That has been a staple of North Carolina basketball as long as I can remember.
It absolutely has been. And again, against Virginia Tech, you play without Armando Bacot, as well as, you know, he's injured in the Indiana game, so that was a big part of those 2 games. Not having him on the floor and healthy can definitely affect the rebounding battle.
Another guard, DeMarco Dunn, has a broken bone in his left hand. He's out as well. So they've had a couple of injuries lately that have affected play. Terry in transition now for Georgia Tech, trying to win their 7th game of the season. Coleman has set it up. Shot clock's been a factor already several times for Georgia Tech, and it's inside 10 now. Way downtown, and they'll catch nothing but iron by Terry. Davis gives it up for Love. Been pretty quiet, averaging 19 points a game coming in. Tyler Nickel, the 6'7" freshman's into the fray now. Bacot working. Johnson with the rebound and back up and in. Talking about the offensive glass.
And that's where Puff Johnson can have an impact, bringing that energy, bringing the effort. And of course, as Hubert Davis talks to us about offensive rebounding, those second chance points, which are always so crucial for the Heels.
You know what Hubert didn't look today? He didn't look nervous at all about his team's performance. As Smith got a good look, can't bury it.
And a nice kick ahead, but another turnover for North Carolina, and the turnovers are coming from the 2 guys that they need to handle the basketball, both Caleb Love and RJ Davis.
Somewhat understandable there, though, because Davis saw a collision coming, tried to go around the back to preserve the possession, but wound up giving it away. Coleman with a tough drive and a nice save down into the corner there by Terry, and they convert the 2.
You know, one of the areas we haven't talked about as Georgia Tech gets an easy bucket on that possession is the defensive end of the floor, which has been a big difference for the Tar Heels.
Bacot floating in for the stuff and one. He heads to the line. They run the play for him, and you talked about this in the opening tip. They were going to look to get him the ball a lot here in the first half.
And you can tell that Caleb Love and RJ Davis have made a concerted effort to get the basketball to Armando Bacot, to get it to Nance on the interior. Oftentimes they've tried to force it, which has turned into turnovers. But on that possession, Caleb Love with the nice find and the finish for Armando, who doesn't look himself yet, Obi. You can tell that he's dealing with something on the floor right now. And it's that right shoulder, that shooting shoulder. And of course, after missing the Virginia Tech game, conditioning could be a factor as well.
Coleman stepping into a triple and nothing but net.
Debo Coleman's playing with confidence here early, shooting 33% from 3 on the season, but off to a great start, knocking down his 2nd one here in the first half.
Give him 8 points. 19-16 North Carolina. Love trying to get into it offensively. A little step back way downtown, but that didn't even touch the iron with a 3-point attempt.
But if you want to understand why Caleb Love is shooting 26% from 3, that's a perfect example, because he's shooting tough shots. That is a difficult shot early in the shot clock that wasn't necessary.
Howard around the foul line for 2. So Rodney Howard, in his third year at Georgia Tech after transferring from Georgia, makes this a one-point contest.
With all the emotion and everything in the building, give the Yellow Jackets credit for hanging in right now. And the longer this game goes and they stay in, the more confidence they gain.
Nickel with a pull-up. Yeah. Knocks that down the two-pointer.
And he can do that. Tyler Nickel can score over 2,900 points. The Virginia High School League all-time record. Should score more. As high school coach Kerry Keys, not the greatest.
54 in one game. More off the window, a sweet shot.
Yeah, and you can see right now, this is one of the areas that Hubert Davis was concerned about. They were getting destroyed in the paint. And right now, Georgia Tech is making an effort to continue that, getting the ball inside.
Bacot will try a long one. Rebound poked away to the Yellow Jackets. They have a chance to grab the lead here. More in transition. Sophomore out of Birmingham, Alabama, up top for Terry. Another transfer, several of those for the Yellow Jackets. He's out of Gardner-Webb. Will lean in. Can't get that one to go. And reaching in for the pick. Very quick hands by Smith. Off to Terry. Blocked by a foul on Black. The crowd didn't think so.
Georgia Tech is hanging around. Leaky Black with the turnover. But it's been about the three-pointer. Debo Coleman in transition, stepping up, knocking it down. And then the interior once again. North Carolina losing that battle in the paint.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, impatience, baby-like wonder, indecisive, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
The fully electric Audi e-tron family is here. With models that fit any lifestyle and innovative ways to make your e-tron your own. Through elegant design and progressive technology, all the exhilaration, none of the compromise. The Audi e-tron family. Progress that moves you.
Got an incredibly compelling group of finalists, but only one of them will get a chance to lift this trophy and join this club.
The Heisman Trophy Ceremony, tonight at 8 on ESPN.
Good night, Emma. Right to sleep.
All clear. On the way. Time for Operation Santa. We can spot everything with these CPI cameras. And now we wait.
Get our 3 most popular cameras for free during CPI's holiday sale.
Men, want to feel younger, stronger, leaner? You don't have to slow down after 40. Nugenix Total T is our most powerful man-boosting formula ever. Text HEFT to 321321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. That's HEFT to 321321.
8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app. We have the 88th annual Heisman Trophy ceremony presented by Nissan. The 4 finalists are all quarterbacks. Who are you going with?
I'm going Caleb Williams. I believe he had the best season. He put up spectacular numbers. And again, going into an environment which, you know, wasn't at his best at USC in year one, turning that program around. That's going to be my guy. Who you going with?
I'm going with Georgia's Stetson Bennett because Georgia's going to win everything. Okay, and they should.
Is that because of your ties to Georgia?
Might be because of several tuition checks, but also I'm a big Bulldog fan.
Yes. Well, you also were the voice of the Bulldogs.
I was.
So yeah, I'm sure you are a big Bulldog fan.
Certainly in college basketball. And rattled in by Lance Terry. So Georgia Tech and North Carolina locked up in a tight one. That was our expectation coming in. Georgia Tech with the ability to, and I mean this in all the best ways, kind of junk it up defensively.
They absolutely can. Josh Pastner has brought that to the ACC. His switching defenses between man and zone, keeping the offenses off balance, never allowing them to be comfortable on that end of the floor. And you can see a North Carolina team that averages close to 80 points per game on 21 right now.
Black on the spin to the baseline. They came to defend quickly. It's tapped out high for Davis. Down to 4 to get off a shot from three-point land. That won't go. As Black with a misfire. And back on the run, the Yellow Jackets. Tied at 21 with 6 minutes to go in the first half here at Chapel Hill. Bounce feed for Moore. See if Love starts to get rolling. 19 points a game for him, but he's had a couple of shots just like that. Bacot hitting the deck. I'm not sure everyone's
I'm wondering why Mondo hit the deck on that, but once again, no shot clock reset.
Davis, nope, and a foul. There's Armando going down for it.
Now, I wonder if that was just he was falling down at that time. No one else coming after the basketball.
But with that shoulder the way it is, you know, maybe stay up.
Yeah, exactly. Stay on your feet.
Moore just picked up foul number 1. And that will send R.J. Davis to the line. He's an excellent foul shooter.
You could tell missing that game last Sunday, it's affected Armando's conditioning. And that's one of those things, again, when you have to miss time, you can tell he's breathing relatively hard here. And you look at his numbers. 1,096, one away from another Virginia guy, George Lynch. And Mondo could leave as the career all-time leading rebounder here, and no asterisk beside it because it would only be in 4 years. You know, not a COVID year for him. A lot of Virginia flavor. My guy Tyler Nickel, I talked about his coach Kerry Keys, who I played high school against, and Tyler Nickel from the Valley. A lot of Virginia ties at Carolina, and of course you always talk to Hubert Davis about the same, a Virginia guy.
Or we'll back it out. Here's Coleman. Now Smith with 16 last year against North Carolina. Terry with a 3. Got it. That was pure.
And Georgia Tech has shot the basketball extremely well here today. This is not a team that's been making shots on the season, so Josh Pastner has to be happy with the offense for his team, and now gaining the lead.
It's a team that only makes 30% from three-point land. Davis will try and answer, and he does. He has 9. So the Heels back up by 2. Smith running the point. Across the board, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He does a little bit of everything.
He really does. And again, the 6 rebounds at the guard position is spectacular. He's going out and getting almost 3 offensive rebounds today, which never happens for point guard.
He's 6'1". Terry again off the back of the iron. Snatched away by Nance. Nance finding Bacot. A dribble down. He's denied.
A smart play by not forcing it on that possession, getting it back out, making sure the team gets a good shot.
Davis got Smith high in the air. Shot clock to 10. Black on the attack. Shot clock at 4. Trimble off the front of the rim. Coleman won't wait. Here's Bacon. They find him fast for the stop. And a tip of the cap to the freshman on the give.
But that's part of the reason why you see Trimble is a pass-first guy. One of the reasons why Hubert Davis likes him. This North Carolina team is going to grow with him having the basketball in his hands more often.
Deciding to let it fly. Howard, they left him wide open. He said, why not?
And the second time, Howard's knocked down that 16-foot jump shot right there. Bacot contesting that one, but Howard's still confident enough to knock it down.
Davis into the lane, and Howard tried to contain him, and he commits the foul. Number 2 on Rodney Howard.
For as long as I can remember, one thing you know about North Carolina bigs, they run the floor, and the guards have to deliver. Trimble to Bacot for the easy flush.
This is the planning effect. This is how it feels to have a dedicated Fidelity advisor looking at your full financial picture. This is what it's like to have a comprehensive wealth plan with tax-smart investing strategies designed to help you keep more of what you earn and set aside more for things like healthcare or whatever comes down the road. This is the planning effect from Fidelity.
I think what we have here in Hollywood is high art.
Party time!
In a world built on dreams,
I always wanted to be part of something bigger.
Yes!
3 outsiders will change everything.
Let's go!
Critics are calling Babylon mind-blowing.
Here's the twist.
I'm in so much trouble.
You don't mess with those people.
Dazzling. Hell yeah! One of the best films of the year.
Don't worry about that. Ours, not mine.
Babylon, rated R.
Unc, that's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make.
They donate $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Dang, that's huge. If the hoop was as big as that pizza, maybe you'd have made some of your free throws. Somebody save me a slice. Where'd he come from?
We make sit-down chicken, stand-up chicken, backyard chicken, oops chicken, and all smiles chicken. If there's one thing we know, it's chicken, chicken, and chicken. More choices, more wow, more to love. Tyson.
My name is Austin James. As a musician living with diabetes, finger sticks can be a real challenge. That's why I use the Freestyle Libre 2 system. With a painless 1-second scan, I know my glucose numbers without finger sticks. Now I'm managing my diabetes better, and I've lowered my A1C from 8.2 to 6.7.
Take the mystery out of managing your diabetes and lower your A1C. Now you know. Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
We get to celebrate being together.
Tell a joke, share stories.
What everybody has done over the past year.
The togetherness of that moment.
Just really celebrating each other.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Do the do. He's John. I'm Chris. Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, we'll get you caught up on Alabama-Houston, currently over on ABC. We'll get you also set up on some of these other games we've seen in a stacked schedule. What do you make of our game?
Look, North Carolina, superior personnel, elite-level personnel, but they do not play like an elite-level team. At some point, they've got to find that chemistry that they've had late last season.
Army-Navy tied at 0 first half. David, Corey, back to you guys.
Chris, John, thank you very much. Bacot having a pretty solid first half. Maybe not 100%, what you'd expect for him. And I think there's a lot of focus on what they did last year. And the expectations obviously went through the roof because they were incredible the last couple of months of the season, and obviously in the NCAA tournament.
They absolutely did. Finished the season 11-2, but they were coming off of a stretch where they were beaten here on their home court versus Pittsburgh. They were losing a number of games where everyone's trying to figure it out. But the reality behind it, and we look at all the offensive numbers, and we talked with Hubert Davis about this earlier, it's about the defensive identity. They found out what their defensive identity was going to be the last 13 games of the season. They have yet to find it for this season.
They had them write down what they think the identity defensively should be for the Tar Heel team individually.
Yeah, and he made it clear to us, hey, look, this is their team. Hubert Davis has been constant with that since he's been the head coach. He wants this to be about their experience, not necessarily him as the head coach.
Smith at the line, airmails that one. Carolina buckling down on defense, leading at 30-26 here over the Yellow Jackets. Bacot another touch, That's just about unstoppable. And he has 10.
And when you can see the front of his jersey, you see that 5. He gets the basketball. But more importantly, he is finishing in this game. He hasn't finished as well this season as he has in the past, but he's been finishing here today.
Picked up by Trimble. Came out of nowhere to scoop up the loose ball, and he's going to be fouled by Miles Kelly to prevent the lay-in. North Carolina forcing a turnover. The Yellow Jackets hardly ever do turn it over. Only about 10 a game. One of the stingiest in the country in that category. Trimble to the line. Freshman out of Wisconsin. Played a career high 23 minutes in the last game against Virginia Tech, so getting more involved. And what a women's basketball double dip we have for you tomorrow afternoon. Red versus blue, our first matchup, 1 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. The Cardinals have won the last 5 in this rivalry. Then at 3 on ABC, number 6 UConn, down to 4 healthy guards. Have to step it up against Diamond Miller, and number 20 Maryland. Should be another great afternoon of hoops on ESPN.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a homecoming for AZ Fudd, but AZ out of the lineup for the Huskies. And Maryland will absolutely be waiting.
Let's see if Gino can hang on and keep it rolling. They were playing so well. UConn was. Smith back to Kelly. Biggest lead of the game here for North Carolina. No place for Kelly to go. Here's Terry. Shot clock down to 2. Sturdivant steps back, fires, and here come the Tar Heels very quickly on the other end. Trimble leaning in.
And a rush shot right there by Trimble. One he could have pulled out, but at the same time, when you have the defensive effort that he played on that last possession, Coach Davis will allow that.
Sturdivant to the baseline, and he's on the line, and will give it away. It's their 5th turnover.
North Carolina standing up quite a bit on the defensive end of the floor, starting to change things around, and that's been the difference over the last couple of minutes of this game. And we see once again Trimble with the basketball. I believe there's something developing here right now. Hubert Davis is starting to find a lot more trust in the freshman.
Bacot with a difficult catch. Davis off the fake, gave it up, very unselfish, and it lines up a 3 out of the corner by Nance. This is a 9-0 run for North Carolina at the tail end of the half.
And they've done it by sharing the basketball. North Carolina, one of the lowest in the country on assists to their field goals, but sharing the basketball here this afternoon.
Crowd likes it. Terry with a 3. And now I'll tell you what, Seth Trimble's everywhere. How about the bounce feed? Davis with 2. Talking about a fast strike by North Carolina. And they lead it 39-26. Well, they're closing the half in style.
They absolutely are. And if they're able to get a defensive stop here, the roof might just come off of this place.
Smith wants a triple. No. Chance for a heave here by Nance. And got the backboard, and that's it. But that was an impressive run to end that first half. 39-26 North Carolina. They went 11-0 down the stretch. 11-zip to end the half.
And you see already 2 targets. Part of the reasons why they hold the big lead.
Let's Trimble beginning the second half on the bench for North Carolina, but weren't that many minutes out of Caleb Love. Only played, what, 11 minutes in the first half and had some turnovers.
And at this point, Caleb Love is a leader for this team. Really now has to lock in, establish himself defensively, and also as a playmaker after watching his team operate better on the offensive end of the floor without him.
Miles Kelly with a pretty drive to open up the second half here for the Yellow Jackets. Give him 8 points. Came in averaging 13. 6'6" sophomore. Very quickly a strike.
Nice pass by R.J. Davis there to get Bacot the easy bucket. And you see once again the concerted effort by the Tar Heels to get the basketball inside, getting Bacot his opportunity.
On top 41-28. North Carolina. Holman trying to negotiate his way into the paint, but he stopped. Kelly working on Black. Scoops it up and in. Very difficult shot.
And Kelly continues to play with confidence on the offensive end of the floor.
Love had it tipped. That one knocked away. On the other end, here's Moore into the paint. He won't drop in, and Bacot will start the break. And a kick ball with 18:39 to go in this contest. I talked about a moment ago, R.J. Davis to Armando Bacot.
Off a horn set, Bacot just finding that sweet spot right in the middle. Rodney Howard caught in between. R.J. Davis delivering the perfect strike for the assist. His first assist of the game.
Swung up top for Love. Got it. Three-pointer on the money.
And that's the response you need to see from Caleb Love. Come out into the second half, make plays on both ends of the floor, and play within the framework of how your team needs to operate to be successful.
Of course, he was magical in the Tar Heel run to the NCAA final. Hit that dagger three with 24 seconds left to beat Duke in the national semifinals. One of the great moments in Tar Heel history. And that's saying something. More power in his way in.
And OB, let me make it clear. The Tar Heels cannot be a national championship contender without Caleb Love.
Davis sweeping in for 15 points for R.J. Davis.
And right now, R.J. Davis has figured out how it is that he needs to play for his team to be successful. They need for Caleb Love to do the same on both ends of the floor.
Howard on a high post. Bacot out to guard. Kelly catches and shoots, but it's not there. Bacot well on his way to another double-double. He has 7 rebounds, already into double figures scoring. Love will swing. Davis bouncing for Bacot, who came in averaging 16 points and 11 rebounds a game. Davis gets himself a good look and drains it.
I honestly believe the message was made clear. Caleb Love is now being more aggressive, but finding his teammates, being a playmaker. He created that last possession. R.J. Davis was able to get an easy bucket because of Caleb attacking, getting downhill, and making the right find.
Moore will fire a line drive three. Jalon Moore, the 6'7" sophomore, with 9.
And it's been a youth movement for Josh Pastner. He said clearly, get old and stay old will be the motto for Georgia Tech as he switches to now what looks like a 1-3-1 zone. But he's gone to the youth movement, getting his sophomores into the starting lineup. And it's benefited the young guys as well as the team.
Black did a great job staying home. Forced the turnover and then draws the foul. And Georgia Tech last year, 12-20, very long season, 5-15 in the conference, but looking to take a big leap forward this year.
And starting the season with Kyle Sturdivant and Davon Smith both in the backcourt, Rodney Howard in the front court. And after 5 games, makes the change to get Kelly and Moore into the starting lineup, going with Franklin in the starting lineup. And the Rambling Wreck have played better with a smaller lineup and a younger lineup.
So North Carolina with a 48-35 advantage. Going downstairs for Bacot, and he'll draw the foul. As he was hit by Moore, who picks up foul number 3.
We've got to mention Javon Franklin, who started the game, left after the first time out. We haven't seen him back on the floor dealing with a right quad contusion. Had the heat pack on earlier.
He's the best rebounder, one of the best shot blockers in the ACC. So he has missed. Another whistle there on the baseline as Kip Kissinger has a foul.
Yeah, Franklin 2.2 blocks per game, second in the ACC. And more importantly, 26 to only 8 turnovers on the season with 27 offensive rebounds. So that's a big miss right now. And he's doing all this listed at 6'7". I'm not certain that might not be program height. He may not even be 6'7", so playing undersized but being very productive.
Jalon Moore with his 4th foul. He is 6'7". So he's in trouble. Shot clock right now down to 4. Here's Black with a pull-up. And a rebound picked off by the Yellow Jackets. They want to run. Sturdivant Back out for Kelly. North Carolina doing a good job getting back defensively many times today. Howard went for the bounce pass and a whistle as that one bounces away. A foul on the play. 15:38 to go here in the second half at Chapel Hill.
I'm at the swing joint telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the buffalo wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. No, my lips are actually burning.
Geico. Over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. This is too hot, mate.
I started screening for colon cancer because of my late husband, Jay. I wish he could have seen our daughter, Ellie, get married on the best day of her life. But colon cancer took him from us, like it's taken so many others. That's why I've made it my mission to talk about getting screened and ask people to share their reasons why.
I screen for my growing family. Being with them means everything to me.
I screen for my girls. They're always surprising me.
I screen for my son. I'm his biggest fan.
If you're 45 or older and at average risk, it's time to screen. Today, there are more screening options than ever before, including Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
The refrigerator is Greg's happy place.
My kids eat, but I finally figured it out.
We can get all that we need and then a little bit more at Walmart.
Uh-oh. Now this is going to be...
If you thought one napkin for the Quarter Pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
We make sit-down chicken, stand-up chicken, backyard chicken, oops chicken, and all smiles chicken. If there's one thing we know, it's chicken, chicken, and chicken. More choices, more wow, more to love. Tyson.
Sam. Hey, little brother.
Make this December one to remember. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Do the do.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Every minute that I have left, I will thank God for the day and the moment I have.
It's V Week at ESPN. We partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. This is game-changing research helping save lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research.
And of course, Jim Valvano, the headliner in that fight, but so many others. Robin Roberts, and of course, North Carolina's own Stuart Scott, who ended up losing that battle to cancer, but great speech once also understanding the responsibility that he has to never give up and carrying on their legacy from Jim Valvano.
Georgia Tech's Miles Kelly on the line, so they'll turn it over. They don't do that very often. Georgia Tech, by the way, been badly out-rebounded. In fact, North Carolina's doubled them up 28-14, but Georgia Tech does not have an offensive rebound.
And they come into the game averaging 13 offensive rebounds per game, one of the better offensive rebounding teams, not only in the ACC, but in the country, as Caleb Love gets downhill. I love the response from Caleb. He had to sit and watch, was not in foul trouble, but was benched in the first half because Seth Trimble was playing better, but did not pout coming out in the second half. Has played well on the defensive end of the floor, knocked down a three, now getting to the basket, but playing much more under control and composed here in the second half.
And a three-point play. Kelly with his second foul. North Carolina looking even more comfortable on top now, 51-35. Their biggest lead today. Howard up to set the screen, and that'll be a foul on the offensive side. It was Rodney Howard with number 3. So 15 minutes to go here in the second half. North Carolina trying to shake off a 4-game skid. We mentioned they've dropped out of the top 25. It was the fastest a preseason #1 had done that since UCLA in 1965. On top, here's Love. Rebound, and that spins off the iron by Bacot.
And although that ends up being an empty possession for North Carolina, it's a shot created for Caleb Love by someone else. It's an offensive rebound for Armando Bacot. Those are the ways that North Carolina has to play to be successful. Even though it's no points, Hubert Davis has to love that type of offense.
Terry dangerous beyond the 3-point line. Sturdivant trying to back his way in on Black. Black sticking with him, denies him. And Black tears away the miss as well. Davis has been the offensive star, trying to add to his total. Down he goes. He got hit pretty good. And a foul by Georgia Tech with 14:15 to go. It'll go against Lance Terry.
And North Carolina came into the game 349th in the country out of 351 Division I schools on assists to field goal makes. And of course, they've always been great at that. But this season, it's been a struggle. But today, 12 assists on 19 made field goals. So basically, 63% of their possessions, they've been able to assist on the made field goal, sharing the basketball. This has been more characteristic of the North Carolina offense we've grown accustomed to.
Love with 4 assists, Tremble with 3, Davis with a couple. So sharing the sugar very well.
And Obi, RJ Davis has at least 8 rebounds right now. We can see RJ coming up with a double-double in this one. Impressive rebounding from the point guard position.
6-footer.
No, he's not.
As you say, program right. Howard knocks it down. I wish someone would lie about my height like that.
Hey, you're 6 feet, Obi.
Thank you. It's in the book now. On the air. Here's Davis outside the 3. Love is open again. Not this time. Smith with a rebound.
But it's a good look. You can appreciate that someone else created a shot for Caleb Love.
They left Moore wide open in the lane as he sweeps in for 2.
The only one to appreciate that is Josh Pastner, because Hubert Davis never wants to see anyone going coast to coast getting an easy layup against his defense.
Bacot with the entry pass. So tough to stop. 14 for Armando today.
And Bacot having to jump up and down to allow his teammates to know he had a mouse in the house.
And Smith in some pain as he hit the deck. Davon Smith, the point guard from Loganville, Georgia. And he gets a nice hand from the Carolina fans as he gets to his feet.
Smith had to be the guy down there trying to defend Bacot as he gets buried behind Bacot trying to attack and lands on Rodney Howard's foot. Howard coming down to try to help out. See him land on that foot coming down.
So Smith off the floor. Explosive playmaker.
Yeah, he's had a strong season for Georgia Tech. They started the season out playing with both Smith and Sturdivant, both point guards in the backcourt, but it's been Smith who's won that position to this point. And we mentioned 6 rebounds a game, 2.5 offensive rebounds.
Kelly straight on with a 3-pointer. 13 points from Miles Kelly. That's his season average.
And that season average, I think, is going to go up as the longer we go into the season. This is his 5th straight game in the starting lineup, and he's getting better and better each time out.
Johnson with a feed to Bacot. Left it a little short, but tapped out high for Davis. Pass by Love's picked off. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Next one on the spin, and we'll draw the foul.
Now, there will be a lot of people upset about the turnover from Caleb Love on this possession. But if you rewind that back earlier, Armando Bacot missed a wide open layup. They should have never gotten to that point. And that's been one of the differences this season with Armando in comparison to the seasons past. He hasn't finished as well around the basket as we've grown accustomed to watching him.
You got a theory on why that is? Because it's like waking up in the morning for him.
Well, it absolutely is. But one thing I think he's been playing a lot of this season in foul trouble and trying to stay out of foul trouble, which hasn't allowed him to be as aggressive as he normally is. And when you look at his numbers, the 54.5%, 6 for 13 today, under 50%. And it becomes just not finishing around the basket, plays that we've watched him play. I mean, you look at his freshman year, almost 63% from the floor. Last year, close to 57.
R.J. Davis picked up his second foul a moment ago. Georgia Tech with it, trying to cut into this deficit. And just thrown away. It won't happen that way. Howard tossed it out. They've turned it over 9 times today. It's about their season average.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. You might try looking at the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face, as well as a room. Where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their gifts. Get our best price ever by saving $180 on a Weber Genesis 2. And Ace Rewards members get free assembly and delivery on new grills.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The juice is the best way to add zing to your Jersey Mike sub. Real red wine vinegar and olive oil blend. And I like a lot of juice. Pour it on. Go ahead. Go on. I can take it.
Here it comes. Here comes the night. Here it comes. Here comes the night. Here comes the night.
Introducing Discover Online Privacy Protection. We'll help remove your personal data from 10 popular people search websites. Because the thing about your personal information is that it should stay private. Online Privacy Protection. Free from Discover.
How do you feel?
A bit numb, I suppose.
Empire of Light is an exquisite story of human connection, and Olivia Colman delivers a career-best performance.
No one's going to give you the life you want. You have to go out and get it.
Empire of Light, rated R.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Do the do.
We're told that success is all about making it on your own. But the truth is, nothing great gets done alone. That's why there's Shopify. You can set up your online store, you can sell on social media, or you can sell in person with our point-of-sale system. Start your journey with a free trial today.
R.J. Davis has found his offense here back at home, getting out in transition, pushing the tempo, the spin, the finish, and then stepping out, knocking down the three-pointer. But Davis has been aggressive, attacking the basket, not just settling for jump shots. And an efficient efficient game thus far for R.J. Davis. 6 for 10 from the field, but also 8 rebounds. 2 offensive rebounds for RJ getting involved in the mix. Hubert Davis said he wanted his team to be better on the glass, and they have been just that here at home today.
I think there are a lot of things, I think you'd agree with this, that he has talked about over the last several days of practice that they have put into play today.
They have. They've really put that into play. And again, they've had an opportunity to practice. We talked about North Carolina being away for 20 days from playing games here. And the majority of that was a long road trip as Seth Trimble gets his first field goal of the day. Finds a way to get inside that zone, but they haven't had that practice time.
Yeah, when you're just playing games, you know, and you're making mistakes and losing those games, and you have no time to correct it really, it's very frustrating for a head coach. So having these few days has been a godsend for Hubert. Moore denied in a lane, but he's going to be fouled on the play by Puff Johnson. Number 2 on Puff. Did his first career start against Virginia Tech last weekend with Bacot out. He played 12 minutes. He did not score in that game.
But I like this lineup we're seeing on the floor right now with Puff Johnson at the 4. But you've got the 3 guards, Seth Trimble at the point, with Caleb Love and RJ Davis off the basketball. This could be a dangerous lineup, especially with Bacot in the middle and helping.
Shot clock at 5. Maxwell off the fake, got into the paint, scoops it, but missed it, and it's poked out by Moore of Georgia Tech. So back over to the Tar Heels, trying to snap a 4-game skid here today in front of the home fans. Had final exams last night here in North Carolina. A lot of the students hung around and supporting the Tar Heels this afternoon. Davis weaving his way, got a good look. And a kickball here, says Roger Ayers. ACC opener today for the Yellow Jackets. And North Carolina trying to pick up their first conference win of the young season. Moore will set it up now for Josh Pastner's team. And a whistle off the ball. And Bert Smith saw a foul underneath with 10:23 to go.
I believe they got Trimble on that one. Now Nance will come in and replace Bacot, who's got his wind here. Played the first 9+ minutes of this second half and has been effective.
Rondo coming back to the program, deciding not to go on to the NBA. North Carolina fans absolutely thrilled by that prospect, trying to make another run at a national championship.
So is Mondo. Got more commercials than Shaq right now.
Just saying something. Rebounded away by Howard, stripped away. Davis is tripped up and fouled. Down he went. He appears to be A-OK.
But I can tell you that it has been a welcoming sign for the Tar Heels to get back on this floor. You can imagine throughout the 4-game losing streak, this is the first time in 3 weeks that they've had someone cheer for them. You talk about the Phil Knight Invitational, the #1 team in the country going in. So everyone wants to see the #1 team in the country, but if it's a close game, they want to see the upset as well. They've been cheered against Iowa State and Alabama, and then of course going on the road to Indiana and Virginia Tech. No one was going to be on their side in those games. Good for Hubert Davis and his squad to be here for someone to cheer for them.
RJ Davis having a really strong afternoon, 91% the foul line, which is the best on the team. And looking for his 19th point today here against the Yellow Jackets. And Moore up for the rebound. 56-42 under 10. That's going to be a foul. Now both officials that we were watching there, Kissinger and Ayers, had a disagreement on that foul.
But the great part about it is they come together, they have a conversation about it. You see the shoulder is lower, and Roger Ayers has a great look on that. But what Kim Kissinger sees is where is RJ Davis at the time? Are his feet in the restricted area? And Kim Kissinger basically allowing Roger Ayers to know he felt like he had a better look on that one. I can appreciate both the officials coming together and talking about it. And here's the interesting part. Are RJ's feet, his feet are in the restricted area, so that can be considered a block. because he is the primary defender in that restricted area. It's not a popular call here. Roger Ayers had it going the other way because he saw the shoulder lower. But that foot being in a restricted area, I believe they got it right.
R.J. Davis with his third foul. Georgia Tech barely at the line so far today, only 4 times. Nance. Here's Trimble. Really been outstanding today. The freshman poked out by Moore with 9:37 to go. So North Carolina really taking control of the game in the last few minutes of the first half on an 11-0 run to build up a healthy halftime advantage, and have generally maintained it. And a reach-in foul by Maxwell.
And Georgia Tech giving North Carolina a steady diet of the zone here in the second half. Oftentimes, Josh Pastner will switch his defenses at halftime, not giving the opposing coaches an opportunity to go in and talk to his team about it. But North Carolina has been ready for the zone here in the second half.
Pete Nance, the grad, at 18-10 against Virginia Tech in that defeat last weekend, and rolls that in. And the annual ACC Huddle Bowl preview special coming up Wednesday at 6 Eastern on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. It's a look at the 9 ACC teams playing in a bowl game with breakdowns, comprehensive analysis, and a lot more. The ACC has sent at least 9 teams to a bowl every year since 2016.
That's impressive. That's an impressive stat. Nothing as impressive, though, as the field hockey coach here at North Carolina. My goodness. I mean, did she win a national championship every year?
Feels that way. It's a great athletic program here in North Carolina. Here's Kelly. Kelly denied in the paint. Moore working on Nance with the spin shot. Got it. That's a pretty play. 13 for him.
And you can see Georgia Tech, these young players are growing up. When you consider Moore, Miles Kelly, Devo Coleman, the sophomore class, this is a group that if they stay together can do some damage on the flats.
16 for Armando Bacot today. And the crowd with them step for step. Here's Kelly. And a kick. 8:36 to play. Georgia Tech coming in at 6-3. And North Carolina at 5-4.
Obi Bacot with 14 field goal attempts in this game. That is a high as of late. He hasn't been getting this many touches in the post area, and you see doing the job defensively. And that's often the thing for big guys. If you want them to defend and be involved in the end of the floor, you've got to feed them on the offensive end of the floor. And you see the energy and the effort from Armando Bacot has been different in this game than what we saw from him in Portland and at Indiana.
You're coming back from that shoulder injury, maybe not all the way back at 100%, but pretty close. And he's gotten more comfortable. He's looked better with those low post moves as the day has moved along.
He absolutely has that. You could tell his conditioning was an issue early in this game as Tristan Maxwell goes into his bag.
Rebound tipped. It's free. Bacot will scoop it up. Trimble on the break. And will wisely back that one away. Caleb Love only hitting about 26% beyond the three-point line. Too much, too far for Bacot, but a foul as they held him up. Foul against the Yellow Jackets. North Carolina on top 60-45.
It's Christmas!
Critics are raving.
Which one of you did that? Prancer!
Violent Night is pure Christmas chaos with a heart of gold. That's the Christmas spirit. Rated R. In theaters now.
It seems like places are giving you less and less food these days.
Yes, Mama, it's called shrinkflation. Oh, shrinkflation, that's just another word for robbery. But this is shackflation. What? Dang, that's huge. Extra pepperoni, extra cheese on that thing.
After 15 years of the Share the Love event, Subaru and our retailers have donated over $250 million to charity. In fact, Subaru is the largest corporate donor to the ASPCA and the National Park Foundation, and the largest automotive donor to Meals on Wheels and Make-A-Wish. Get a new Subaru during the Share the Love event, and Subaru and our retailers will donate $300 to charity.
At Walmart, save on thousands of gifts for everyone on your list. The savings are here all month long. Plus, get delivery on your gifts in as fast as 1 hour, right up to Christmas Eve. Shop Walmart online or in-store today.
Carolina isn't just a campus, a team, or an alma mater. It's a place where inspiration takes flight and lands in far-flung corners. A place that isn't confined to classrooms, but mobilized by challenges. One that leads people down paths unknown and creates kinships with those unseen. That's because Carolina isn't just a place you go. It's a place you take with you.
This is the sound of a gift that keeps it simple. No late-night assembly, no batteries required, no complications. An Omaha Steaks gift is easy to give and a joy to receive. This holiday, give the gift that's simply perfect. Just a little holiday wisdom from Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com/TV to order the perfect gift today for just $99.99, and we'll include 8 burgers free.
Dogs in America are experiencing a health crisis, and the cause may be one specific thing in their diet. It's in hundreds of dog foods, and you may have already noticed warning signs like digestive problems, itching, bad breath, and odors, but the long-term impact can be far worse. Fortunately, world-famous veterinarian Gary Richter has a new trick to improve your dog's food at home without switching brands. To learn how to help your dog live a long, healthy life, just visit checkyourdogfood.com. That's checkyourdogfood.com.
Let's give you a look at the ACC today. Miami, Jordan Miller's 25, leading Miami over NC State. Syracuse, how about Jesse Edwards? 20 points for the Orange over Georgetown in a victory. Florida State finally got a win again. Caleb Mills, 16 points, but Louisville has yet to win.
And Jesse Edwards, a big performance in a big-time rivalry. Syracuse, Georgetown, we know how far that goes back. And North Carolina trying to get its first ACC win of the season and break a 4-game road slide. I'm sorry, 4-game losing skid here at home.
Bacot at the line, shooting a 1-and-1. Armando has 9 rebounds today. His next rebound will give him 10, and that'll be for the 61st time in his career at North Carolina. That will tie the great Billy Cunningham and his school record at 61, 10 or more rebounding.
And when you say the great Billy Cunningham, I know his play was great, but also had a great nickname.
The Kangaroo Kid.
I am a fan of that.
You know, back in the day where, you know, writers used to sit and probably imbibe a little bit, trying to think of great nicknames for players. And often came up with great nicknames for players.
Well, they did a great job on that one.
Howard gives it up off the fake. It's Kelly. Terry to drive it on Trimble. Hits the shot.
Nice play by Terry on that one. He's been productive in this game as well. Knocked down a number of threes, but attacking off the basket. And this Georgia Tech team is a deeper team than what Josh Pastner is used to having. Going 8-9 guys in the rotation. We've watched Josh Pastner in his ACC tenure normally playing 6, maybe 7 guys, but he's extended the rotation quite a bit this season.
Love will lift a 3 off the front of the iron. Hey, the Yellow Jackets are not out of this thing. 7 minutes to go. Trailing 61-47. They've been able to hang around today.
And you also have to consider that North Carolina, in those losses that we're talking about, they had a lead down the stretch over Iowa State. They had a great opportunity to beat Alabama in regulation. You know, they were out of the Indiana game and they were out of the Virginia Tech game, but This slide started in Portland in 2 games where they had a chance to win late in games. Turnovers, bad shots really hurt them down the stretch. And right now, Hubert Davis just trying to figure out a way to get this team to understand its identity, both offensively and defensively. I think they've taken a good step here so far today.
Leaky Black with a second foul. Coleman is 70% foul shooter. He was born and raised in Memphis, where Josh Passer coached for 7 years, of course. Coleman's dad, a high school coach down in Florida. 61-49. Yellow Jackets very much within striking distance here.
And sticking to the zone has been effective thus far, forcing North Carolina to shoot jump shots and keeping them out of the painted area.
Nance too strong. Bacot right back up, and there's that 10th rebound.
But that's the problem when you play zone, especially against North Carolina. When Armando Bacot is on the floor, you don't have anyone with the responsibility to account for putting a body on him. And more often than not, he burns you with offensive rebounds and second chance points.
You have the kind of career he's had at Carolina. Every other game, you're looking at tying a record or breaking a record. Ties one here. Here's Terry. And Bacot with another board. Also has 19 points to go with 11 rebounds. And on the feed, another foul here against the Yellow Jackets. Trying to keep it from getting in that paint. Terry with them 2.
Yeah, against the zone, you see Rodney Howard having to go out and contest the shot, which means it's only smalls in the paint. And you can't deal with Armando Bacot with a small in that painted area. He has made a career off of offensive rebounding and scoring second chance points.
Tying that Billy Cunningham record. And Nance at the line, where he makes 80%. Former Northwestern transfer. Played very well so far in this game and this season.
Yeah, and he's played his role in this game. Done the job defensively, rebounding, making open shots, and playing off of the guards and off of Bacot.
Long jumper on the way, but short by Kelly.
And that's the one I need to get another rebound. R.J. Davis, I need to see a double-double out of the point guard.
Slapped away by Kelly on the theft. About 5.5 remaining in a contest if the Yellow Jackets are going to make a move. The crowd here at the Smith Center urging the Tar Heels to go on another long run. Kelly off the window for 2.
I love the way Miles Kelly's playing right now. You can tell he's just got confidence. He understands his role on this team, and he knows that his role is growing to be more aggressive, be more of a scorer for Georgia Tech to be successful.
Love kicking it back out. Davis from 2-point land sticks it.
We've seen R.J. Davis go to that a number of times. His teams try to contest him around that 3-point line. A simple pump fake, one dribble pull up. And it has been pure here this afternoon.
He's had a really nice game. 20 points. Came in averaging 15. And poked away. The theft by Black.
Get up, Caleb.
Oh, my! Caleb Love going skyward. I think he heard you.
Well, that's how you cure what ails you. Nothing makes you feel better than getting out in transition, getting the crowd on their feet, throwing it down, taking out all your frustrations on the rim. Caleb Love feeling better about things right now.
When you're ready to go, but static says, whoa. Try Bounce Lasting Fresh Dryer Sheets. More freshness, more softness, less static, less wrinkles. Yeah, it's the sheet. New Bounce Lasting Fresh Dryer Sheets. It's the sheet.
It's Christmas!
Violent Night is an instant holiday classic.
Bring it. That's the Christmas spirit.
Rated R. In theaters now.
But it's time. Listen, you gotta catch up. Yeah. I'll catch up with you. I'll be right back, man. See you in a minute.
Anything else? Yeah.
Well, what's up, boy? Hey, Ryan. Not tonight, man. Not tonight. Oh, yeah. You guys are right. Hey, come on. Let's go. Come in.
You're helping her study for a geography test. When a burger with steak, butter, and bacon sounds like the best, she's about to find out you can't read a map. Hey, Sonic steak, butter, bacon, cheeseburger.
Sonic.
Serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. My fingers are my eyes. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
Darren Till, Bryce Mitchell. It's going to be a sight to behold. I cannot wait. We gonna level up.
North Carolina starting to look reminiscent of a team we saw in March, turning defense into offense. Leaky Brock with the steal. Caleb Love raising way up for the fantastic finish, and even a little smile from Love.
Well, expectations so high for North Carolina coming into the season. You see Love averaging 19 points a game, scuffling for long stretches to shoot the ball well. But his second half, he's looked a lot more like the very effective and very gifted Caleb Love of a year ago.
It really has. And again, one of the things that Caleb Love is having to get used to is playing without the basketball in his hands. You know, when he came in his freshman year, he and R.J. Davis together, Caleb was the point guard. Last year, it was kind of balanced, but this year, R.J. has had the ball in his hands more often, pushing Caleb off the basketball and making him more of a scorer. And he's been aggressively trying to score, and at the same time has to have that balance of when to be a playmaker and when to be a scorer.
Foul here with 4:07 to go. That'll go on Jordan Mecca of Georgia Tech. 69-51. Coming up next on ESPN and the app, 5:15 Eastern Time. Number 6 Kansas battling Missouri. Still to come today.
Talk with Mizzou associate head coach Charlton, a.k.a. C.Y. Young, formerly of Florida State. He is very confident that they can get this win. Missouri off to a great start, undefeated thus far this season. And he feels like they can get this win at home over number 6 Kansas, which will be a program statement for Dennis Gates taking over this season as the head coach at Mizzou.
And you've been lucky to see a lot of great games at a lot of venues, but you have not been to Lawrence, Kansas yet.
I have not.
I'm
banking on you to get me there.
I'm going to get you.
I got to ride your coattails on that one.
Well, Dickie V and I have them against Indiana and Kansas, coming up next week. At a whistle here with 3:52 to go. Can't wait to get there. North Carolina looking good today. 70-51 on the Yellow Jackets.
Hey, Lexus, play holiday music.
Make this December one to remember. Together. Happy holidays from Lexus.
At Walmart, save on thousands of gifts for everyone on your list. The savings are here all month long. Plus, get delivery on your gifts in as fast as 1 hour, right up to Christmas Eve. Shop Walmart online or in-store today.
My name is Austin James. As a musician living with diabetes, fingersticks can be a real challenge. That's why I use the Freestyle Libre 2 system. With a painless 1-second scan, I know my glucose numbers without finger sticks. Now I'm managing my diabetes better, and I've lowered my A1C from 8.2 to 6.7.
Take the mystery out of managing your diabetes and lower your A1C. Now you know. Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
Hey, did you hear? There are new COVID-19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Pfizer, the more you want to do, the more we want to do. Schedule yours at vaccines.gov.
Meet three sisters, the drummer, the dribbler, and the daydreamer. The dribbler's getting hands-on practice with her Chase First Banking debit card. The drummer's making savings simple with a tap. Round of applause. And this dreamer, well, she's still learning how to budget, so Mom keeps her alerts on full volume.
Hey!
What? It's true. And that's all thanks to Chase First Banking. Freedom for kids, control for parents. One bank with tools for both, all with no monthly service fee. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Mountain Dew.
Do the do.
You hear that? Ooh. This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling. Listen. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grill right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
John Crispin, Chris Spatola in studio. Year 2, the return of the border war, this time in Missouri. Grady Dick, John, star.
Yeah, a star that needs to be the floor spacer for this team, and you got to make some shots to do that. But just his presence on the floor alone gives the space for Jalen Wilson, guys like Juwan Howard to make work. 93 points a game for Missouri, though. This should be fun.
Game coming up after the one you're watching. Stay locked in, Dave.
Chris, thank you very much. 70-51, North Carolina. Bacot with another double-double. North Carolina really doing a nice job taking care of the ball in the second half, too. Only 3 turnovers.
They really have done a much better job of that. Caleb Love had 3 turnovers in the first half. He received the message from Hubert Davis when he sat and watched Seth Trimble come in and play the point guard position to perfection. 3 assists, 0 turnovers for Trimble in the first half alone. And that's what you got to love about your veteran players when they get your message and they go out and put it on the floor.
Armando Bacot and rebounding all time, going past George Lynch. And moving up now on a great Sam Perkins.
And I believe when the season's over, hopefully Mondo's able to stay healthy. He will leave North Carolina as the #1 all-time leading rebounder at this historic program. And speaking of history, how is it that the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball,
Michael Jordan,
is not in the College Basketball Hall of Fame? Now, I know there will be people who say, well, he was a much better NBA player than he was a college basketball player. He won a national championship as a freshman. He was the National Player of the Year as a junior. Right. Was all ACC sophomore. And how is he not in the College Basketball Hall of Fame?
And that is accurate. He's not in the College Basketball Hall of Fame. And when do we begin that investigation as to why not?
I am not sure, but somebody got to tell me something.
Colt Coleman off the front iron. That trickles.
Oh, Mondo, and they just realized that Mondo's got to let, even though RJ went for that rebound and got hit, Mondo's got to let RJ get that one. That would have been a double-double for RJ Davis.
Did not get it. He wanted it.
Oh, they knew. They knew going out.
Love on the drive. Here's Bacot with another rebound, a misfiring close. And tapped out high. Another opportunity here for the Tar Heels. And total command.
And as a coach, this is that time where you say, okay, I got to get him out. I want RJ to get that rebound. But I got to get my guys out of here. Don't want to risk any injuries at this point. Up 19, 2:22 remaining.
And the youngster, the 6'10 freshman, Jalon Washington, who has not played this season, out of Gary, Indiana, highly touted. He can really shoot it, too.
He really can.
About to enter this game with 2:22 to go.
You see the smile. He knows this is going to be game 1 for him. when he gets a chance to step in.
What a wonderful moment that is. I mean, here you are in a North Carolina uniform in front of the fans here at Chapel Hill. You're about to enter for the first time. They've read about you. They've talked about you. They know about you. Fan base is so knowledgeable here. Now they want to see him play.
They really do. Hubert Davis told me a year ago he is the best shooting big man in that class, and that includes Kyle Filipowski, a number of guys with size that can shoot it. And played for my guys Chris Buggs, my man Sean Smith in Gary, Indiana. Also Mean Streets of Chicago, Nike EYBL. So you can tell the fan very knowledgeable and happy to see Jay on the floor now.
A nice hand there for Armando Bacot too. They needed to see that. You know, coming back from the shoulder injury, 21 points, 13 rebounds for Armando. Terry will launch that one and drop down to 3. And under 2 minutes to go here. So North Carolina with a really fine bounce back effort. And that's going to be an offensive foul. They'll get Pete Nance for that, number 2. Check out North Carolina's upcoming schedule now. A lot of Big Ten in it.
Yeah, North Carolina does not have an easy schedule whatsoever. They've got the Citadel on Tuesday, and then next Saturday, Ohio State. And after that, you've got Michigan in the Jumpman Classic in Charlotte, North Carolina. So when you think about it, it does not get easier for the Tar Heels at all. And I'm sure this fan base happy to see them get back in the winning column.
Coleman knocking back a 3. Evo Coleman has been pretty quiet today. 73-59, North Carolina.
Ever notice how obvious product placement is?
Huh. I guess I hadn't really noticed.
Do the do.
Oh, that's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make.
They donate $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Dang, that's huge. If the hoop was as big as that pizza, maybe you'd have made some of your free throws. Somebody save me a slice. Where'd he come from?
Well, Georgia Tech about to suffer their 4th loss. Here's a look at the Yellow Jackets' upcoming schedule, including Clemson just before Christmas time.
We have to remember, Georgia Tech didn't get that early December ACC game, so Alabama State coming, and then it's going to be a ACC schedule from there on out for the Rambling Wreck. Clemson, Virginia, Miami, and at Florida State. So no easy sledding in this league. And Josh Pastner talked to us about the fact that, you know, teams in this league get better as the season goes along because they're playing against so many different styles. That's the one thing that I think the ACC differs. It seems as though all 15 ACC programs play a completely different style, which is partly what prepares the teams for March. Because whenever you play against somebody in tournament action, you've seen the style before.
Sure have. He would like to see everybody play 28 conference games.
Josh Pastner and I are similar as being outside the box thinkers. That will never happen.
Never. Good luck getting that one approved.
Good luck with that one.
Can you imagine that meeting and the stairs when he brings that up?
You know, and it makes a very valid point because, again, you're playing quality games at least 28 times a season.
Love back out high for Black. 1:20 to go. The Tar Heel fans very happy with this effort today. Knocked away. Comes free to Miles Kelly. Terry for Sturdivant and a 3. Got a very good look, and Nance with a rebound. Carolina really took command of the game just before halftime. And even though Georgia Tech was within striking distance once or twice, you never saw the Tar Heels get rattled at all. And that'll be dropped in by Washington.
Hubert Davis pointed it out. They wanted Washington to get the basketball. Everyone made the effort to give him the ball on the block, and he pays it off for his teams and the home fans.
Fans were ready, weren't they? They want to see a lot more of that. Here's Kelly from way downtown. And
there it is.
Yes.
The rebound
he's got himself
for RJ.
That's number 10.
Smart play by Ari coming in, picking up the board, and the double-double.
So an awful lot went swimmingly today for the Tar Heels. They rolled to a big victory over Josh Pastner and the Yellow Jackets. First victory in conference play for North Carolina this season. The final score, 75-59.
Josh Pastner said he knew they'd be better. He was just hoping it wasn't today.
Our doubleheader continues. Kansas, tough road test at Missouri. For Corey Alexander and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us today here at Chapel Hill.